Hi mamas, Maggie from BeauGen here. Welcome to Express Yourself, the channel where we share tips, tricks, and all things helpful in your mommying journey. In this video, we're going to cover the various stages, in fact, the 3 stages of your breast milk. So stay tuned. Did you know that your breast milk isn't the same over the entire course of your breastfeeding journey? That there are, in fact, 3 different stages of breast milk? There are. Breast milk is an amazing thing. We're still learning about all of the various nutrition, antibodies, different responses between the baby and mom, and it's hands down still the best way to provide optimal nutrition for your baby. And that's why BeauGen is so passionate about being in this space and helping moms pump so that they can still offer breast milk even if they can't nurse or breastfeed. So let's jump into the 3 stages of breast milk. The first, in the early days of the late days of your pregnancy and the early days of your baby's new journey here with us, is colostrum. Colostrum, if you're not hand expressing before birth, lasts for generally between 1 to 4 days after the baby arrives. It is thicker, it's yellow in consistency, and it's baby's first meal. Some people call colostrum liquid gold, nectar of the gods. We've also heard it called boob juice. It's just a hugely important nutrition for your baby. Generally, when your baby is born, you'll be seen by a CLC, IBCLC, some kind of professional lactation support to make sure that your baby is getting this colostrum. And if they're not able to latch or nurse right away, you'll be taught how to hand express that colostrum to make sure that your baby's not missing out on this key stage of breast milk. Why is it such a key stage in your breast milk? So colostrum is just packed full of nutrients that your body pulls together from your nutrition during pregnancy. It's packed full of vitamins, minerals, it's got proteins, it's got antibodies to the different things that you've been exposed to over the course of your pregnancy. It's just it packs a punch of nutrition for baby. After colostrum is the second stage of breast milk, which is known as transitional milk. Transitional milk, now if colostrum is days 1 to 4, transitional milk comes in at about day 5, and you'll have this through about day 20 of baby's life, generally about 2 weeks. So transitional milk is important for baby. So after the first couple of days, baby's weight kind of drops off a little bit because they're not getting that constant nutrition. Feeding is still a new concept. You're both working super hard at it. So babies are okay to lose a couple of pounds in the first few days. It's why you have that important weight check with your pediatrician to make sure that transitional milk is coming in and that they're gaining weight. Transitional milk, to help babies gain back that weight, is full of fat, lactose, and water-soluble vitamins. It is higher in calories than colostrum is. So colostrum is very high in nutrition, but transitional milk is very high in calories and energy for baby as they're getting back to their birth weight. When the transitional milk comes in, moms tend to feel their breasts get bigger. This is when people are asking you, has your milk come in yet? Can you feel any different? So you might notice a few changes in your body. You might feel like your breasts are a little bit swollen or larger than normal, and all of that's totally normal. I mentioned in some previous videos that in my birth story, my baby was born a few weeks early and my transitional milk didn't come in right away. And I'll share the story in the description box below this video if you're interested in hearing what that's like, in case you went through it or are going through it, or want to prepare for it yourself just in case. It's during this transitional milk stage that many moms introduce pumping. Whether you plan to be an exclusive pumper and not breastfeed your baby for a number of different reasons, or if you're pumping just to increase the volume of milk, this is the time that you want to start trying to tell your body that, hey, let's increase the production here. So incorporating it now is a great time. The third stage, and this is the stage that I think most people are familiar with, is the mature breast milk. And this is about from day 20 to whenever your breastfeeding journey ends. It's the longest stage of breast milk. And this is, by this time, your baby and you have established a nutritional routine. They're growing, they're thriving, you're producing milk. You might still need to incorporate pumping to keep that supply up. You may want to do it just to supplement and build up a supply so that you can send in if your baby has to go to daycare, or if you're having somebody watch him or her while you're going back to work. This is just a well-balanced nutritional package for baby. At this point, it's about 90% water, and it's also full of the vitamins, minerals, nutrition, and also the antibodies now that you're experiencing or producing from what you're experiencing now that the baby is born. Okay, so while I did say that this is the third stage of breast milk, there are two different terms or two different types of mature breast milk, and that is the fore milk and the hind milk. So we're getting a little bit deeper here, but fore milk is found when you first start a nursing session. This contains most of the water and the vitamins and the proteins. Now, what kicks in a later point in time during your feeding or nursing session is the hind milk, and this is a lot more of the higher levels of fat and carbohydrates. So you'll hear people say that you should nurse on one side for one feeding session and then switch for the next feeding session, and that's generally to make sure that the baby is getting both the fore milk and the hind milk, so they're getting the nutrition but also maintaining their weight. It's why you want to pump until your breast fully empties so that you're capturing both the fore milk and the hind milk. You can actually sometimes see this separate out too when you're storing your milk in the freezer or in the refrigerator. You can see it, the fat tend to separate out a little bit. All right, so here's a myth about pregnancy. So there's an old wives' tale that says what you eat during pregnancy is going to have an effect on what your baby likes to eat when they're born. Actually, more likely that the foods you eat while you're breastfeeding are going to determine or help to determine your baby's palate. So your breast milk changes based on what you eat, and it's believed that the flavor, not just the nutritional content, but the flavor of your breast milk changes based on the foods that you're eating. So if you hope that baby will like spicier foods or more ethnic foods as they grow up, it's a great idea to start incorporating them or eating them while you're breastfeeding and nursing your baby or pumping. All right, that's it for our video on the 3 stages of breast milk. Remember, first it's colostrum. This is created in the late stages of your pregnancy and is baby's food for the first few days of their life. Then you've got transitional milk, which is the milk that comes in after the colostrum, and it's great nutrition for baby, and this is a great time to start pumping. And then you've got your mature milk, and in your mature milk you want to make sure that baby is getting a complete nursing session on each side so they get both that fore milk and that hind milk. For questions on nutrition for babies, nutrition for you while you're nursing, questions on breastfeeding or pumping, we highly recommend that you seek out a lactation professional. They're full of information, and they can schedule a virtual or in-person session with you and answer all the questions that you might have right then and there. A lot of these visits are also covered by insurance, so definitely seek them out. BeauGen is here for you in providing this content, plus our cushions help make sure that your baby is getting all of the great breast milk that your body is working so hard to produce. If you have questions about our online courses, if you have questions about any of our products, especially our BeauGen breast pump cushions, please reach out to our mommy care team using the email address pumped@beaugen.com. Thanks so much for watching this video, mamas. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel, like this video, and hit the notification bell. That way you're notified the next time we pop on and provide new video content. We'll see you in the next video.